Nigerians, this honourable don expose Wike, the FCT minister. For the sake of peace, make una no share go where Wike dey, the FCT minister. Make una no allow Wike to see this video, because wetin this honourable just tell Wike for im own face for inside this particular video, and President Tinubu no be wetin I would like make President Tinubu or APC supporter or Wike make dey hear am. Make una come hear this honourable im own reaction for so many questions wey be like say Shehu of Channels TV dey ask am for inside this video about Peter Obi 2027 and Atiku Abubakar and President Tinubu and Wike, the FCT minister. And make una share the video.
To be on the ballot,
No,
and now you want to be on the ballot. How do you want to perform that magic?
You don't. You just need to follow the right track to get there.
Show me the mathematics, because this is important, isn't it? How exactly do you defeat Tinubu? Tinubu won the 2023 presidential election with 8.79 million votes. That's about 36.6% of the entire vote cast. It means that almost two-thirds of participating voters chose somebody else. But those votes were divided principally amongst Kwankwaso, Atiku, and Peter Obi. The arithmetic remains central to 2027 because these people are still in the same box as it was in 2027. Forget the slogans, Honorable. Give me the mathematics. You have been in politics for over 20 years. How do you defeat Bola Tinubu? Where exactly are the votes going to come from?
Okay. First, you agree that if you put the trial votes together, it is more than what the APC and President Bola Tinubu scored. Do you agree?
6 plus 6 plus Atiku and Peter Obi, that's 12 already.
Do you agree?
Plus 1 million from Kwankwaso, that's 13 million plus.
But you agree?
I agree. I mean, it's a simple mathematics. That's why I'm asking for the mathematics.
Fantastic. So why do you expect the opposition to repeat the same journey?
Are they seeing reasons? That's your simple mathematics.
So allow us.
If you have your way, Honorable, who would you say should lead the charge?
It's not my responsibility to
I'm asking,
say.
that's what I'm saying. If you have your way,
yes,
and this is your own thinking, who do you think, if it goes head to head with Bola Tinubu and the APC, and they've just announced their campaign council, Senator Yari of Zamfara is going to lead the campaign.
Yeah.
The secretary is going to be Hope Uzodinma.
Yeah.
And you know they have their regional structures there. They're going to come with a very strong, formidable team to lead the charge, to be on the ballot, to say this is the leader of the opposition. Who would you suggest?
Sheung, were these people not there in 2023? And when you aggregate the votes of the opposition, it's over 13 million votes. So we are the same people in the different camps. Maybe believing that some have moved over. Fine, good enough. And that is why we feel that you should think and do what is right to get to where you are going. Because if you don't plan your journey properly, you won't arrive at your destination. So we are planning our journey before we take off. And we believe that once we plan our journey properly, we will arrive at our destination.
Sincerely speaking, and millions of your viewers, supporters who are watching this right now and listening, they would like to know, what does Honorable Fred Agbedi think? Who does he think can lead a charge that can be formidable enough to defeat the APC and Bola Tinubu in 2027 for this coalition to work?
That will be jumping the gun.
So you don't have a thought?
It's not about thought.
You've not reasoned it?
It's not about thought. As a leader, you don't prescribe before the action.
But you have somebody you think that could do the job?
I don't think that is necessary for now.
Do you have somebody in mind?
I don't think that's necessary for now.
You have described the G100 as a marriage of convenience. And you've said the opposition must look beyond individual ambitions. Are you prepared to tell the major opposition presidential aspirants that none of them is bigger than the coalition?
Of course, sure. Why not?
Face to face? Are you able to tell Atiku to his face?
Why not?
Are you able to tell Peter Obi to his face?
Why not? Why not?
Are they aware? Are they aware of the consequences?
If not, we are not working for this country. Yes.
Are they aware of the consequences if they don't work together?
Of course, they have been in this race over time, so they understand
There are those
that
who
the solo journey won't be in the interest of anyone.
Nowhere.
Of course.
Probably take them back to 2023.
Oh, of course.
The figures may be predetermined.
And there's nothing to celebrate when you lose election.
But are those of them who think that all things being equal, with the status quo right now, they will defeat Bola Tinubu individually?
It's not possible.
Not even Peter Obi? Not even Atiku Abubakar?
For some of us who are in the opposition, who have been in the opposition, you must put your acts together. Otherwise, it's not something you just can conclude that I can do it.
The Rainbow Coalition, is this something you might consider in the nearest future?
I don't know about that. I don't know whether it's a party.
Your leader of your party, Nyesom Wike, says that
He's not leader of my party. Please be corrected. He's a leader of APC party.
No,
because he controls APC and those who belong to his
He's the leader of the PDP, the convention they held at the Velodrome.
Did you see me in the convention?
But that's your party, isn't
No, wait,
it?
did you see me in the convention?
So Wike is not your leader?
Wait, did you see me in the convention?
But that's your party, isn't it?
At my level as an elected member, am I not supposed to attend my convention?
Maybe you missed
and you
it.
saw me attended. You saw me attended the Ibadan convention that the court, annulled, isn't it?
So you're saying Wike is not your leader?
Of course.
Of course,
I
yes.
know him
Of course not.
But as far as I'm concerned, he's an APC member.
But he says
I'm
he
sorry
remains
to
in
say that,
PDP.
but that's the way I see it.
But he says he remains in the PDP.
Okay, no problem. But I'm not in that APC faction.
What if the court rules in the favor of Sandy Ono and Wike's faction of the PDP? What would you do?
We will continue to fight on.
Outside of...
The party will continue to fight on because the soul of the party will not be considered.
Even when the court says otherwise?
Oh, yes, it will not be considered. I can tell you that.
Give us an understanding of, we are already in the campaign season. Why do you just want Bola Tinubu and the APC out for the sake of pushing them out? Or there are fundamental reasons why you think that Nigeria cannot continue under this government and that of the APC?
The essence of democracy includes elections constitutionally in every 4 years. And of course, in every election, there will be winners, there will be losers. And so to that extent, yes, there will be an election. There will be contestants. There will be a winner. There is going to be a loser, which Mr. President knows and others, who are into the democracy knows. But let me tell you, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was the last PDP president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And Buhari took over. And he yielded power to the APC and President Buhari. And from that government to date, in Nigeria's situation, all around, everything, whether it's economy, whether it's security, whether it's welfare of the people, whether it's rule of law, everything is dropping down drastically. And so the people have a right to decide otherwise, that in 2027, this is where we are going to vote, this is who we are going to vote, this is the party we are going to vote. So the APC government, for the 8 years of President Buhari and the 3 years of President Tinubu, has not helped this country. The performances of the last PDP government is the one Nigerians referred, even at the time of Buhari, that return us to President Goodluck's time. You remember, the highest a dollar could sell at that time was about 190-something and maybe about 200. But the dollar stood at 140, 150 for several years. Today, what we are talking about?
The rise in the indebtedness of this country.
No, that is
You
why
as a minority leader,
that is
have
why
you put pressure enough to stem the economic issues in the country?
that
Because
is why
that those who will ask you the question, what are you looking at? What are the role that you played? You passed some of these budgets that are inchoate. The 2024 to 2025, 2026 budget, a lot of it are affectedly performed and effected, but the National Assembly members are looking. And the same way, some of you are in the National Assembly and they say Buhari printed money.
well, Shehu, let me tell you, I was one first person in Buhari's government and in his first tenure to rise in the floor of the assembly to say that the Buhari government, the APC government, has failed Nigerians, right in the floor. So it's nothing new to some of us. The fact remains that as an opposition, your voice has to be heard. As an opposition, you should raise the red flags. And since I came in as a minority leader, we have been raising the red flags. And of course, that is why Nigerians have come to realize that there is a new, opposition desk.
What are the flags that you have raised now?
The red flags counting from our press conference had to do with issues of budget, had to do with issues of payment of contractors, particularly local contractors, has to do with issues of renewed projects that are not budgeted for, that we don't know where funding is coming from, has to do with issues of migration of 2024 budget to 2025 to 2026, and as the case may be, and that as at 2025, only 30% of capital component and that was not even released up till March of this year. So we are raising a lot of red flags.
But yet, the executive still brings your way some appropriation, some finance bills, and yes, you see past them. Even when you know that there are failures in areas.
Let me correct you. You see, the assembly is made up of majority and minority. And that is why in politics, in democracy, they say majority will have their way, the minority will have their say. The question is to whether we have not raised the red flags, since this leadership came on board. We have raised the red flags. And in a democracy, it has to do with voting. If in voting, the party in majority has majority votes and it is able to carry the day, there's nothing you can do. That's the essence of democracy.
Because hypocrisy is what some people would describe it, that you cannot criticize Tinubu's borrowing if Parliament keeps authorizing it. Isn't the National Assembly an accomplice in every loan it approves?
That is a wrong...
Even when you think that there is a failure in the economic performance of this government.
That is a wrong perspective. The right perspective is to know whether the opposition raised the red flags. And if they did that, if they opposed it, and it is put to vote, and the majority in the majority party agrees to pass it, anything otherwise is no longer democratic. Yes, we can go outside, address the press, raise our voice. Yes, we are opposed to it, we were voted down and all that, but that is the rule of law. Worst scenario, people will go to court to challenge the process. That is the rule of law. But to say that because you are a minority, you raise the red flags, you oppose it, it was put to vote, you lost it, the majority won, and then that should not be. No, of course.
Are you worried about the rising debt profile?
Of course, why not?
Do you think the borrowings of under this government is right or wrong?
As far as the opposition is concerned, it's wrong. As far as the opposition is concerned, we are not seeing the results of the borrowing. The results of the borrowing.
Do you think we are in trouble economically?
do you need someone to tell you? And that's why you have been confronting them and confronting all of us. And that is why we are saying the opposition must wake up, must work together, and give Nigerians an alternative.
You don't think that the Tinubu government can do anything rightly to correct the wrongs?
Well, if they can do it, there's nothing wrong. That does not, circumvent or that's not going to stop the 2027 election.
If Nigeria removed subsidy under this government because the government says it cannot afford it, or by the effects of the PIA, citizens have endured enormous pain, revenues have improved, yet borrowing and debt servicing remains enormous. What exactly is a fiscal dividend Nigerians were promised?
Are we getting the fiscal dividends that
I'm
were
asking
promised?
you are in
We are
government.
not getting it. We are not getting it.
But the states are getting more money.
States are getting more money. And do you think that if we were practicing fiscal federalism, do you think that the states wouldn't have even made more money? Take, for example, my state, Bayelsa. With the gas and crude oil wealth that we have, with the marine economy that we have, do you think that we wouldn't have made more money? We would have made more money. So when people say that states are making more money and all that, I just wonder, how do they mean? Because we are in a system where the federal government is taking people's resources, appropriate them the way they want, and give back what they like. So that is not the issue as to states making more money. When you are taking my money, take whatever you want out of it and give me back whatever that is left. Take, for example, when you're talking about fuel subsidy. We from Bayelsa, how much of the petroleum products do we consume? The crude oil comes from there. And we pay more. We, that has the raw material, pay more. Why should it be so? So, whichever way you look at it, our federalism has been skewed in such a way that the subnationals suffer. And the federal level gets all the resources, appropriate them and manage them the way they want. That is not it. If you allow the states to go at their own pace, you will realize that there will be a lot more development in Nigeria than what it is
Because
today.
Nigerians were told, endure the pain of subsidy removal today, and government will have more money for development tomorrow. 3 years later, the finance minister says much of those savings has now been swallowed by debt servicing and increased spending. Was the Nigerian public sold an economy promise government could not deliver?
So who is borrowing? It's still the same government that is borrowing.
Were we sold a lie?
Take, for example, if you said you did 15 point something trillion, saves 15 point something trillion, where is the money? What was it utilized for? So these are inconsistencies. And to the extent of the inconsistencies, Nigerians are listening and need to take their own decision.
But if the opposition in the parliament cannot tell Nigerians where the money went, hasn't the parliament itself also failed in its constitutional power of the purse?
Shehu, the opposition has always said so.
But has not been successful.
The opposition has always said so.
But has always failed.
And when we raise it, and when it comes to parliament and we oppose, we challenge it, it's for Nigerians to take it on from there.
So the opposition has failed.
Opposition has not failed.
Because you have not been able to achieve your aim.
No, in a democracy where votes determine what is the one that has passed, what is the one that didn't pass, and they have the numbers, they will always have their way.
Honorable, is the 2027 election about saving Nigeria or simply removing Tinubu?
It's about saving Nigeria.
But if Tinubu
Because
says
Tinubu
says he wants to save Nigeria, will he still
no,
consider him?
how do you save it when the policies are not working?
So saving Nigeria is also making sure that Tinubu goes.
Of course, you already have 4 years. Out of the 4 years, you have done 3 years.
Tinubu has said that.
And if it has
someone
not
like
changed,
Atiku does not understand that he has a lack of understanding of how the economy works.
Where?
When Atiku spoke about removal of subsidy and the possibility of a return of a subsidy, and he says there's simply no understanding.
Thank you for watching that video. So guys, before you leave, look at the down here. Do well to subscribe and also put on your notification bell so that whenever we upload any video in this great platform, you will be the first to see it. And please don't forget to drop your comment at the comment section what you think about this video, your opinion as well. See guys, this is what I'm going to